Hello class, I wanted to do a quick video on how to submit assignments on Canvas. It's really simple. You can get some tutorials on the Canvas online through YouTube and all, but I thought ours was a little more specific to how we can do it here. So I'm just going to pick up one lab. This lab is, pretty much common how I put them together. All of the labs are a fillable PDF, so you can either type right into them, and I'll show you in just a second, or you can go ahead and take a snapshot. Either way, it's just more of evidence that you did it, and then after you submit it, it's actually tagged with a time and a date. So there's actual proof that you did send it in. So I'm just going to open up one. Let's just say this shop safety check. If I open it up, it's going to go into something like this. Now, before I do this, I want you to know this is on the instructor side. So what I'll do is I'm going to back out just a second here, and I'm going to go ahead and put myself in the student view and go into just like what you should see. Now, if you ever find something like this, don't panic. It's usually a error that is done by Canvas. They still have, even though it's been around for a long time, a few bugs into it. But if you go ahead over here to modules, I'm glad this actually did this. So if you go over to modules, it'll bring you on the list. So it should take a few seconds here and open up, and you go to the very top, come down to, let's say, module 1, go back to that shop safety check, and then you're going to get something like this. Now you can go ahead, I want you to go ahead here. You notice that it's actually graded on a rubric. It's just a basic way of grading. That way everybody is equal when it comes down to the grade. Alright, and if I go ahead and open it up, so you'll see how it opened up down here, and then you'll notice that it has these little blue spots on it. That's actually fillable PDF. So if I go ahead and just say, I'll just put Marty down here, and I can spell, right guys and folks, and then you put down the date. Today is the 29th. I'm doing this on a Saturday, and don't worry about the time of the task. I would like for you to do this so it gives me kind of an idea how to actually judge time on task. So okay, we should be able to do this in 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever like that. If you get it's like this, there's not going to be a car involved in it or a vehicle involved in it. Just go ahead and put NA. And again, there's no VIN number on this one, but you will put that in when it comes into a vehicle that you're actually working on. And if you're using a simulator or an engine that is on a stand, then you're going to actually write down what kind of engine it is. So right here is mine to play with, so don't worry about that. This is more of an evaluation of does the worksheet actually work for us. And then I always put a little check mark saying that I finished it, but you don't have to. And then as far as here, you're going around the shop, you're checking all the different pieces of equipment, making sure that everything's in place. And if we don't have, let's say we don't have a pedestal grinder, then it's going to be an NA. But are the shields on the bench, bench or pedestal grinders? Then you're going to say yes or no, and you're going to follow all the way through and do the different pieces of equipment. Now, here is list anything that's that should be included in a safe shop, and this is just kind of if there's something that you use at your shop, or there's something that you think that might be involved or should be in it, something that you feel it should be included in to make the shop safe, please put it in there. These ideas I actually take seriously, and then I do include some of them as we go along. Then what items are personal protective equipment were being worn by the service technicians, and this is something that you yourself, with your classmates, should be looking at. Were they wearing safety glasses or face shields? Were they wearing protective gloves? It's not grading you on not wearing or anything. That it's just to see what's in place, keep you aware of what should be worn in the shop itself. Please, take time to fill this out fully. And this is one of the things. In the first couple weeks, I'm pretty lenient on that, but later on, as we get into the semester, I'm going to start grading you against it. So if you don't fill in one of these, spots, say you didn't put in the VIN number or something like that, it's actually a point off, and there's only 5 points into each one of these. Most of these, I shouldn't say all of them, but most of these actual assignments as we go along. Some are a little more involved, and some are not as involved, so it's less of points. Anyways, after you get that all done, you want to go ahead and save it. So on my screen here, your screen might be a little bit different, but I have a little button right over here about saving. Now you can, if you choose not to, you will get, actually job sheets as you're in the shop, as you in, I should say, in lab, and you can actually just take, at this point, you fill it all out on by hand. You take a snapshot of it, and you can actually upload it that way too. But just say that you're using this actual check sheet here. So I go ahead and I save it. I'm going to find a spot to save it. I normally like to save it on my desktop. Now you're going to see my desktop's quite cluttered, but I'm going to put down here so it doesn't get confused other places. I'm going to go ahead and put Marty down here is my little tag at the end, and I'm going to go ahead and save it. Now I'm done with this part of it, so I'm going to go ahead and close down, but you'll notice over here it says submit assignment. So what I have to do now is go ahead and hit that button, and then I'm going to choose the file. Now you have other ways of actually bringing it up. So if you have Google Drive, you can save a lot of your sheets to Google Drive and just submit it that way. And there's more along the way, but I'm just going to use a file off my computer. So I choose the file, and you'll notice I have a whole bunch of good stuff here. And I go down and find that shop, and sometimes it's a little bit hard to find, but you see it's right over here. Okay, so shop safety check with Marty on the end of it. Open it up. It's in there now, and I submit it. And it takes a little bit of time, but you notice over here, this is the cool thing about it. And you see where it's been submitted, what time it was submitted. Here it was on today at 11:59. Oh, it's getting close to lunchtime. Or, and then too, if you, for whatever reason, oops, I sent the wrong one. Say you're doing your SB2s and you submitted the wrong one in the wrong section, you can always resubmit. If you hit the resubmit, you're going back through the same thing. So I hope this is helpful. If like your shop map, it's going to be take a picture and send it up. That's just pretty much the only way you can really do it, unless you're really creative and you have some good software that you can draw something on that too. It's totally up to you. But on your assignments, this is how you're going to do it. On your SB2s, it's a little bit different. You will actually have to save it from the SB2 website, your actual SB2 certificate. Save it to your hard drive or a thumb drive, whatever media, Google Drive or whatever, and then you'll actually pull it from there and submit it the same exact way that we just did it right now. So I hope this helps. If there's any questions, please feel free to get a hold of myself. You can go through, and I prefer that you go through the inbox in right over here in Canvas and do it that way, or you can get a hold of your lab instructor too, and they'll be more than happy to walk you through it too. Alright, any questions, like I said, please feel free to contact me and I will definitely help you out as much as I can. Alright, so hopefully that was helpful, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.